I'm Eric Stahlberg, Executive Administrative Director at the University of Texas MD Anderson Cancer Center's Institute for Data Science and Oncology. I've observed several lessons in working with others that are important when we look to actually translate medical digital twins into hospital or workflows or clinical trials. One of the most important is to actually have a clinical question to start with, and a question that is actually going to be improved. The answers will be improved with the approach of using a medical digital twin. In many ways, it's important to have that draw that we want better answers, and the medical digital twin will be the avenue to provide them. Another question that or aspect that's related to that is to keep the digital twin simple. Simple enough for the question to be answered. Don't make it overly complex. If you add complexity, it can build uncertainty. It can actually inhibit the level of trust that is put into the digital twin because of that complexity. You want the digital twin to be sufficiently capable, but not necessarily over-engineered or overly complex, because trust is going to be one of the key pieces for the success of medical digital twins. And then the third one is actually collaboration. It's how do we is keeping the teams together so that the digital twins are not built by one group and then thrown over the fence to be used by another. The collaboration is actually essential between those who have the clinical question, those who are developing the digital twin solution, and those that are actually going to be impacted by that solution, which includes the patient. So those are three key lessons that I would say are truly important for the successful incorporation and adoption of digital twins. Collaborations are going to be essential to the future and the success of medical digital twins. It's not only going to be the clinicians and the engineers and the scientists coming together to develop the technical solution and answering the clinical question. Involving the patients is going to be a key aspect too. As we start looking at medical digital twins, it's going to be about that individual. The more that they are a stakeholder and a participant in the actual digital twin itself, the more information that will be available to actually improve the medical digital twin over time and evaluate its performance and really improve the quality of the care that that individual receives. At the technical level, scientifically, scientists will be collaborating, sharing their ideas, and being able to deliver those in a way, ideally through models that can actually be taken up and used by others. So a collaboration between scientists will be essential. Collaborations between engineers is having the infrastructure that can incorporate those models effectively will be important. Do that in a robust way so that trust can be built about those models. The learning can be shared when models are not working and shared back to the researchers and improved. Then we actually start looking at the clinicians. The trust that is developed in validating those models is going to be a key piece. It's having that confidence in the models will be important. And collectively, then that confidence in engineering, the confidence in the research, the confidence in the application are all essential for those patients to incorporate and have the confidence in the medical digital twin. There are really three main takeaways that I take away from the summit. The first one of those is that the level and size of the community is really growing rapidly. The first summit that we had in 2023, the National Academy's report on digital twins had not actually been released yet, and since that time, there's been an explosion of interest and ensuing activities around medical and biomedical digital twins. So the first takeaway is that the community is actively growing and exploding. The second takeaway is that the efforts to develop the virtual human models that are essential to the medical digital twins has really been a long-standing effort. There are groups that have been developing models over decades that are now actually having the opportunity to move forward into the application into medical digital twins. And a final takeaway is that the technologies to build and utilize the medical digital twins are here and available now. The data collection, the model development, the ability to incorporate them technically into the infrastructure are all achievable. So there's a tremendous potential going forward to make digital twins in medical care a reality. And there's also an important aspect is that there's interest. So it's not just a technology push, but there's actually a draw and interest to have and pull all of these pieces together. Events like the Virtual Human Global Summit are really important because they help the community share insights, build relationships, and create communities to share those developments of interest that really helps everyone move ahead with their digital twin efforts, move ahead with their technology, and move ahead quickly and confidently. These events really help make sure that silos don't result, that there's actually cross discussions amongst groups so that we can actually have the necessary coupling between the different parts of human physiology so that really are going to be so critical to successful medical digital twins and off into the future. The first Human Global Summit, there was an opportunity to bring the different segments together to complete the cycle of stakeholders that are necessary to realize that, yes, medical digital twins are indeed feasible. The second summit that we just finished last year really demonstrated that, yes, that cycle does exist and now it is actually scaling. So it's really important to do that both for the efficiency that it brings in communication, but also that the lessons that everyone can take away and bring back to their own organizations.